And we are back on the 0 hour. If there's one thing you should have figured out by now, and if you're listening to this show, I'm pretty sure you have, it's that the Republican Party is waging war on the old or the elderly. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about people who are older now. I'm talking about anybody who's going to be older in the future. And other than a few, tragic circumstances, that will include most people. So if you are now in your early 60s or older, or if you have plans to become a person in your early 60s or older, these guys are waging war on you. And I know, by the way, I know a lot of people on the left are uncomfortable with war metaphors. I get that from time to time. Could you please not say battle, war, fight, all that stuff? But the fact is, it is a war, and it's a war that's going to have casualties. We'll talk about that in a second. But the main thing to understand is that one political party in this country may have compromised your interests from time to time. The other one's in a state of flat out attack. And now people may be saying, well, yeah, but that's generally true. But Donald Trump is different. Well, it's starting to look like he's not different at all. He says he will never cut Social Security or Medicare, but everybody else in his party wants to, including the guys that and they are guys by and large, that he's putting into critical positions that will decide what happens to Medicare and Social Security. So, yeah, I would say the war metaphor is appropriate in this case, and there are a lot of foot soldiers in this town of Washington, D.C., fighting that war. Now, why would they do that? Why would any politician wage war on a segment of the electorate like that? Well, there are different answers. One is ideological, but I think the primary answer is tax avoidance. The rich people who patronize both parties but own the Republicans lock, stock, and barrel don't want to pay more taxes. Their taxes, by the way, just to be clear, they're actually low compared to other countries. There was a study done on that, and it's very clear. We know now that America as a country is a country that asks its people to pay far less in taxes than comparable countries elsewhere. That's especially true of the wealthy and corporations. But however little they pay, they want to pay even less. And that includes all the billionaires in Donald Trump's administration, as well as Trump himself. So now Trump goes, he offers this huge tax cut to his billionaire friends, even though under Trump's plan, a lot of middle-class families would pay more. Then he goes and he appoints Tom Price to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. If you listen to the show, you've heard my take on Tom Price. He desperately wants to cut Medicare, and he's got it in for Social Security as well. Now, Paul Ryan wants to abolish Medicare, and Republicans get upset when you use terms like abolish Medicare, but I'm going to put it simply. If I said that somebody wanted to abolish bus service in your town, but they're going to give you vouchers to take a cab that are going to be worth less every year than it costs to take a cab, but the name of these cab voucher handouts they want to create is quote-unquote bus service, they might argue, oh, no, we're just reforming bus service, but they're eliminating it. That, my friends, is an act of war. I am Richard RJ Eskow for the 0 Hour.